All right, another tabletop overview, review, what have you, of another VESPA blade. Very cool knife. I'll try also different with the camera. I tried a couple different settings because I realized someone pointed out to me that the aspect ratio is off a little bit. Something about being too close to the zoom, to the screen, to the lens here, is giving a little bit of a fisheye thing. So it makes the knife look weird. Actually, it makes my hands look weird. It makes my fingers look short and stubby. I had someone actually say, "Oh, it looks like you got clubbing on your fingers," which I don't have. But yeah, for some reason it makes everything look shorter and wider this way. It's kind of weird, but hopefully it's not throwing off the dimensions of the actual blade too much. You get a good idea of the sense of scale and stuff, but it was brought to my attention that things are a little off by having the camera this close, but this is just what I have to work with. So anyway, got another VESPA. This is probably going to be the last out the front knife that I buy for a while, just because I've got like 7 of the damn things and I just don't need that many. I just like them because they're really cool, and I do like a good deal on one. So I've got the Microtechs, I've got the Hogues, I've got Guardian Tactical. Now this is my second VESPA, so nice package it comes with. Microfiber for cleaning. Comes with a little pouch inside. There's the tool for if you have to take it apart and clean it. Extra screws in case you lose some when you're taking it apart and cleaning it. If your springs wear out, there's a brand new set of springs. Very cool for 140 bucks that they give you all this. So this one is a little more blingy. You're gonna go, oh my god, it's gold. Yes, I know. I actually just wanted something a little bit of a different color, just so because I've got a drawer full of these things, and so when I look in, I can tell exactly which one is which by which color. I don't have any of the same color. So this one is in gold with the carbon inlay, very similar to the other VESPA that I have, which is black with the carbon inlay, but it also has anodizing here on the button, whereas this one is not as much. It's got a little bit at an angle. The light sort of hits it and has a little bit of that color, but it's not green like that one is. But same glass breaker, another copy of the Microtech Combat Troodon. It is, those things start around $500. So, and I get it, there's going to be some haters, there's going to be some people like, oh, you should get the Microtech, it's a ripoff, it's a copy. Yeah, it's a Chinese copy. They're not selling it, they're selling it under their own brand name. They're not selling it under, as a Microtech, so it's not a ripoff to that extent. But yeah, they clearly took the design, it's been out there for a while, and they're making copies of it. But they're $140 to $170 as opposed to $500. I do own a couple Microtechs. I've got the Microtech Ultratech. So I'm not, I know people say, well, you're taking business from them. I wasn't going to go spend $1,000 on these two knives anyway. But because I did like the designs a lot, I have actually gone and bought a Microtech. So I do have an actual legit US-made Ultratech with the Tanto blade. I've got a SOCOM Elite. So, I do like their products, and I'll certainly, for those kinds of knives that are in that price range, I will go and buy, the actual Microtech and some of the other brands. But for these are just more of a novelty. I just really like them. They're just big, beefy knives. They are S35 VM blades. Now, what's different about this one, besides the gold bling that I know some of you are going to hate, is it's got this different blade style. And this will probably be something else for some people to not like. One in particular, I'm thinking about you, Mr. Guy in Ireland. But it's got what's called the Hellhound blade, which was something that they came up with. Yeah, I'm not going to lie. It's a little Mall Ninja. It's a little bit goofy looking with the carbon inlay and the holes and things that probably don't need to be there, although it probably does lighten it a little bit. It just adds a cool feature to it visually. But it is a cool blade in that it does have a nice upswept point, has a false edge here. It is not a dagger. That is not sharpened. I can run my finger on it. It's not going to cut you or anything like that. But it does have that nice kind of, I guess, a clip point. A cross between a clip point and a Tanto. It's kind of an interesting look. I mean, this is what their typical Tanto looks like, with that little bit of belly. This does not have that. It's more of a straight edge, but it does have that upswept tip and a little bit of belly on that. So Again, not sure. I'm not 100% sold on the gold. Probably should have gotten green or blue or something different. But that's the one they had in stock, and I was like, yeah, what the hell? I'll give that one a try. Action on it, real smooth. Same thing with this one. It's a little slower. This one's actually snappier. That blade kind of fires out and fires back in. This is a little slower. I actually kind of like that. I think the faster blade, sometimes you have a little more misfires and stuff, although that one's been really good. But definitely a smooth action. Not as smooth as my benchmark, my favorite action, which is the Guardian Tactical Recon. Just between that wide button, disperses the pressure you're pushing. The jimping is not as aggressive, and it's on that shiny stainless steel highly polished plate with ceramic bearings, light springs, so the blade doesn't fire out as fast as the other ones, but the spring pressure is like half, and it's just smooth. There's no rubbing, there's no resistance. That's the best firing knife I've got. That thing is just amazing, and it's the same price. This was $270, this was $270, so same price as the Microtech. I believe it was former employees from Microtech went and founded Guardian Tactical, I think. Don't quote me on that. I thought I read that, but that's probably my best. Small, slim, very lightweight, fast firing knife, for pocket carry. I like this one a lot too. The thing that I don't like about it is the Microtech has this really wiggly, rattly button, and it's really aggressive on the jimping there. So if you like to sit here and fiddle with it, it's already digging in and hurting my thumb. It's not comfortable. Quality's good, but I wish they would do a better job on that. But back to this one, same weight. I forget what it was, probably around 4 or 4.5 ounces. It's fairly heavy. Machining, beautiful. Got the carbide tip as a window breaker. It's got a nice pocket clip, nice and smooth. There's nothing on here. It's good and strong. It'll stay in your pocket, but there's no rough texturing or anything that's going to chew the shit out of your pocket and start to fray at the material after a while. The carbon inlay is really good on the blade. You can't even feel it. I don't know how they got that. They must have put that in there and then polished it, because you don't even feel the edge there. There's nothing. Looks really good. S35 VM blade. Pretty good action. Again, I have a hard time telling the difference between these and the Microtechs, except these buttons, not as aggressive. This thing really is a fucking cheese grater. So while the knife is great, the lockup is good for an OTF, the blade steel, it's a Microtech. It's an amazing knife. But these big guys, man, they want like $468 or something like that, and they go up depending on what options you want. I believe the Combat Troodon with the Hellhound blade might be like a $500 or $600 blade, and that's something I'm just not going to spend that for something. If it was my only knife and that was like my everyday carry, and you wanted something really quality that would hold its value, yeah, absolutely. But for something that's a novelty, you got to carry once in a while. It's just, you kind of collect knives. It's just something you wanted to have in your collection, just to kind of dick around with and maybe carry it occasionally. But if you lost it, you didn't want to be like, hating life because you just lost a $600 blade. That's where I think this market is. It's a really cool blade. The anodizing's good. The machining, you can't even feel, the seams. It's really well constructed. The screws, the heads are identical to the Microtech. In fact, the tool works on both, whereas with the Microtech, you got to go buy the extra tool. So that's I like that. I like that a lot. The gold, I'm kind of iffy on, but whatever. You have something that stands out, I guess. It's just different than the others. Hell, this one's burnt orange, gray, black. But it's a nice blade. I think that'll be a little more of a pain in the ass to sharpen, although unlike this one, you only got one edge to sharpen. That one also has the carbon inlay. But these Vespas, I'm telling you, man, if you can get over the fact that, it's made in China, so what? So are a lot of things, and a lot of things that are actually decent quality. These are good quality. They made them well. I've taken this one apart to look at the internals, and everything is polished. In fact, there's a few things on here, like the spring, the way the spring attaches to the sliding mechanism. It's captive on both ends, so it actually has hooks. They actually took the extra time to design that to wrap around so that when you take it apart, it doesn't go flying across the room. So a couple things they actually improved on the Microtech, and the machining inside is just as good. So anyway, that's the overview of the new VESPA Combat Troodon copy with the Hellhound S35 VN blade. Blingy, but in a way it's kind of cool.